Hi everybody, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you for joining us. Well, Cyclone Gita is gone. This is the remnants of it moving away from the country, still affecting the Chatham Islands with a bit of a windy westerly, but other than that, we're seeing a clearance now across the country. There could still be a few downpours lingering over Thursday, mostly in the North Island now, but we're seeing a clearance coming because there is a giant high pressure system that is coming on in for the weekend, and this is it here. So for Friday, maybe a couple of showers still lingering around coastal parts of Southland, maybe one or two up here in the northeast and the very north. Mostly dry though across New Zealand with that southwesterly change. Therefore inland it should be nice and beautiful and sunny. Maybe a little bit of coastal clouds though in the west and the south. Once we get to the weekend, this is how it looks. High pressure, big one out to the west of the North Island. Therefore we'll have a little bit of a westerly around the South Island. That should help warm things up, because there's been a couple of cold mornings there lately. So this will help warm that up a little bit. Maybe a shower lingering around East Cape. Otherwise, it does look dry on Saturday. On Sunday, pretty much the same, although you can start to see something developing. And this is that storm that was coming down through Australia, Cyclone Kelvin. Now, it's no longer a storm, it's just rain, and it's going to push out into the Southern Ocean over the weekend. And then it merges with some Southern Ocean activity, another system down there, and you end up with a new low pressure system forming around New Zealand. So it is not a tropical storm, but it comes from a tropical storm, if that makes sense. So there's a bit of energy in it, therefore the rain is going to become quite heavy along the west coast, and see the isobars. As that low deepens and presses against the high, we end up with all these isobars, which means it gets windy. So the eastern side of the South Island will warm up even further on Sunday, and then by Monday the rain moves up the west coast. Heavy downpours in there. Meanwhile the high holds over the north, maybe a couple of little showers, possibly around Bay of Plenty, otherwise dry and fairly warm as well, getting up towards the 30-degree mark in the North Island's eastern side. And then we get to Tuesday, you can very clearly see that low coming in there. So it's going to be not so bad in the north because the high's still somewhat in control. The rain clouds are falling apart as you go up there, so it won't be as intense as it was on the west coast. Certainly a bit windy though. Cook Strait could be pretty windy, Wellington a bit blustery. A bit of rain coming back into the drought areas, which are still in drought technically. And then you've also got this low, the centre of it, that'll cross over the South Island, so fairly calm in the lower part there. So that is all from me over the next couple of days. Enjoy the more settled weather. Next week isn't too bad, but the westerlies are going to dominate after this low goes through. There's another high, looks a little northern, so that might help the north, but the south will have more of a westerly change. It might actually feel a little bit like we're coming to the end of summer. I'm very, very sorry to break that news to you. That is all from me. I'll update you again on Friday.